Let's get you paid this week. You don't have to figure this out on your own. I'm here for you, and I have a few friends with me who are going to help. And what I mean by that is that I just surveyed 1,000 plus of my members in your first 5K to ask them how they have made $100 or more since joining your first 5K. And the answers are amazing. They're going to be so helpful to you. And you're going to figure out something by the end of this video. You will know what you can sell, what sort of offer you can sell, like a product or service, an experience. And you're going to be able to know who to sell it to, when to sell it, where to sell it. And I think you'll make some money this week. Let's try. That's the best we can do, right? Let's try it and see what we can do. So what I'm going to do is first going to tell you that if you want to do this little experiment with me, you should probably get like a notebook together or maybe take notes on your computer or your phone and follow along. And as you're thinking about this, before I tell you the tactical, like I really have like listed here, like the tactical things, I want you to think about the mindset. And I know that can be a little bit like, oh my gosh, just skip ahead. And hey, feel free, skip ahead if you want. But I'm telling you, as someone who's made millions of dollars, you might want to listen. The mindset of these negative thoughts that we say to ourselves, and I go through this all the time. Like I'm not like immune to this because I've learned how to make money. We have negative thoughts, and then it's our job and our privilege to be able to push those to the side and not give them air. And when I say privilege, I mean because some of us it's harder to do than others. So I consider it a privilege to be able to talk myself down from those thoughts. But you have to think about this in a way where I say you're hungry, not thirsty. Type that in the comments below if you're ready to take this on. Hungry, not thirsty. What do I mean by that? Passionate, caring, motivated, amped. You're hungry for it, like an athlete, right? But you're not thirsty, meaning in today's vernacular, you're not desperate, you're not begging. I used to have a whiteboard at my home office. After I'd been homeless for most of my life, then I started working on my major project, which was my venture fund. And it was still like an everyday struggle to just work with millionaires and billionaires. And I was coming from such a different place. And every day I was kind of faced with a decision of, do I sell out to get what I need for these founders, for these startup founders? Do I, for myself, for my family? I've been homeless before, and these people are sort of dangling prizes in front of me, but I'd have to sell my soul. Or they're saying no more than I can handle. Maybe I should change and do what they say, da 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 da. So I put on my whiteboard in permanent ink so you could not erase it. We don't beg. Write that in the comments if you feel me. We don't beg. So I want you to think about, like, I want you to try to calm yourself a little bit before we get started on this experiment because it's going to help you a ton. And the way we do this is we lower our own stakes. Right now, you're probably thinking, oh, I need money because, like, I need money because I need to pay rent. Rent's coming up. I need money because there's a bill that's due, or there's debt that I have that's just been hanging over my head for months now. Or I need to get some sort of medical thing, or something is bothering you. It could be for something else. It could be like, oh, I really want to go on this trip and I really want to treat myself and I don't think I can do it because I don't have enough money. I have to make a decision between what I need and what I want. Whatever the case is, if you can find a way to lower your own stakes, meaning take the pressure down, pull it down in your mind, you have already like done half the battle. You've already raised the money, half of the money, earned half of the money, because then no, the outside pressures get less important. and you are in control. And we want you to be in control. And I say we, I mean the collective we. We are all in this together. So try to calm that part of your mind. I know it's easier said than done for some people. I understand. But just try to think through. Let me pause this video for a second. W- What do I really need this money for? And I'm gonna just kind of shore myself up. Also, I say this to, I've invested in more than 200 companies in the last 10 years after being homeless, right? So I say that kind of flippantly, but it's a huge thing. I don't know anybody else in the world who's done that ever. But what I say to a lot of people who come to me, because if I've invested in 200, that means I've had to say no to thousands. What I'll say to anyone I'm consulting who's a founder, I'll say, you're raising how much money for what reason? And they'll tell me, oh, I'm raising 500,000 because da 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 da. And I'll say, okay, go away for 24 hours and make that number 100,000. Find a way where you don't need what you think you need. And if you do that, if you came in here thinking you needed 500,000, but you can walk back in 24 hours and say, actually, I only need 100,000 because I really don't need this. We don't need that. We can do that with skill, or we can do that with equity or something. Then what have you just done? You've just raised $400,000, um, you know, theoretically and essentially, right? You lower your own stakes by really honing in on why you need something. And then you decide, do I really need as much as I think I do? Now, sometimes they'll just tell you, the bill costs this much. But hey, can you get on the phone? Have you jumped on the phone to negotiate? Have you jumped on the phone to say, hey, I know it says I owe this much. I'm working on it. Would it be possible for me to buy this out from you for 50% of that cost? Or I know it says I owe this much and I do. Would it be possible to put this on a payment plan that I can better serve so that I can get head above water? Negotiate. I negotiate all the time and it saves money, it makes money. Sometimes we think that whatever is handed to us is what we are given. It's all everything is on the other side of a conversation. These are all humans talking to humans. If you can find a human on the other side of that call, a lot of times they'll be jerks for whatever reason. It's like they want to kick you while you're down. But sometimes you'll find someone who like will help you. It's happened so many times with me where you'll just find the right person and they'll be like, yeah, you know what? We do offer this. You have to ask for it, but we do offer where we can split this up into 3 payments to get you a chance to get back on your feet. Because it's not their money for the most part. Like these people at the with the bills and stuff, it's not their money, right? Okay. So I want to say also, if you are not subscribed, this is the time to subscribe because I'm going to be dropping videos like this, and in a second you're going to get so excited because we're going to have every different idea, and then we're going to rank the ideas so you can know which one you probably want to go to first. But subscribe to this channel. It's all a big experiment. I'm having a great time with it. I grew by 150,000 subscribers, and when you subscribe, when you're not subscribed, right? Thank you for subscribing if you already are. But when you subscribe, if you just found me today, let me know in the comments. If you've been watching for a while but you forgot to subscribe, it actually tells YouTube that the video is a good video and it puts it out to more people. So if you want this type of representation, if you want more people to hear these tips, if you want that, you have a big part of that by like you have control of a big part of that by your actions, by they call it the YouTube user behavior. So if you behave a certain way while watching this video, meaning you like it, you subscribe, you comment on it, you watch a lot of it, or you rewind it and come back, and when you do that behavior, that tells YouTube this is a great video. So just know that for me, for this video, and also for yourself if you decide to jump into YouTube like I hope you do. Okay, so let's get into it. You ready? If you're ready, let's say, let's go. Okay, so I just honestly, like this is handwritten. What I did was I posted in your first 5K. I can even show you so that you can know I'm telling the truth here. I hope you know that already, but here, like I just posted this morning. It says 23 minutes ago. And I said, help me make my next vid, your money making tip. And I said, I want to help us all start the week off strong. So I'm going to film a video in a few minutes, which is right now, that is about tips to make $100 to $1,000 quickly, but in our signature hungry, not thirsty way. If you've made $100 or more since you joined your first 5K, leave a comment with a tip for the viewers on YouTube of how they could. Everyone feels like they're on their own when they're getting started, so we want to make them feel a little less alone. I'll update this post with the video, dot, dot, dot. And I said also read other people's, other members' tips so you can brainstorm even more ways. Because look, we have what, how many? We have a lot of people, 1,400 plus members, and a lot of them, hundreds of them have made money since they started. So let's see. So I wrote down some. So I'm just going to show you this and then I'll talk to you about it. I don't know where it went, but I'll I'll show you. I'll talk. So I wrote down the first ones, and not only from that post, but I went back because we have like member wins sections. So I went back to those sections too. So I'm just going to read from this and I'll talk to you about it. So the first one is Chris with a Chris. Chris, she made $97. And this is like if they made $100 or more fast and easy, basically, because people were making money in all kinds of ways. But this is like fast and easy to get you started. You don't have to have a bunch. She made $97 by selling a budgeting spreadsheet that she made. And actually, she sold it for $67 and she sold two of them. And because inside of that spreadsheet or the sales page or the thank you page, she upsold. So she said, "Oh, I also, if this is helpful to you, I have this other offer." She has a $997 offer that she's close to closing on. That's really cool. So that's the takeaway is you want to, couple of things. One is I highly recommend Stand Store if you're just getting started or if you want to kind of try something new. Stan, STAN dot store. You can get a 14-day free trial so that you can say, okay, I don't really want to pay 29 or whatever they cost. You know, I don't want to pay that not knowing if I'm going to make it back. You do the 14-day trial, and your goal then is to make it back before that 14 days is up. That would be my goal because these are products that you get paid for immediately on Stand Store. So it's a digital product or a one-on-one. I'll talk to you more about that. So just imagine, I don't know what everyone uses as their platform, but let's just imagine for simplicity's sake that everyone's using Stan or you're going to use Stan. So you go to a Stan Store. It's so easy to set up. It's really, really, really simple. You set it up and you have a budgeting spreadsheet or a spreadsheet that is in your lane. And we've talked so much on this channel about offers and what to make. If you don't know what to make, what to offer, inside of your first 5K, I have a custom GPT that they're referring to that tells you exactly what to offer. So that's why everybody here was like able to make their offer and they kind of that was the easy part and they just went on to selling. Okay. So $97, but they sold it for 67. So in Stan Store, when you're setting up your product, there's a part where you can type in the price and then you can type in the discounted price and then it crosses out the original price. So even on my store, I do that too. So the real things, they cost like $399 or $499, but then I might have it on sale for $249 or $199. And it actually shows you that. So that psychology helps the person looking at it say, oh, it's worth this. I'm getting a discount just by showing up. So that's what you're going to see with a lot of these, I noticed, is that people are in one way or another making sure that you know that it's discounted. And that helps with those impulse buys because it's like somebody's like, I know I need this, but oh, but it's on sale. Let me go ahead and grab it. Like that the price anchoring helps. So you want to make sure you're selling something that people need rather than something that you just kind of say, oh, this is working for someone else. You got to think about who your target audience is, or at least for this experiment. And if you don't know what they need or want, and you don't, I mean, I think you could use the offer GPT. That's super helpful, especially if you are already in your first 5K or in Arlen's All Access, you have access to it. But if you don't know or don't want to use that, get on a call with one, two, or three people who are kind of in your target audience and just ask them. Or put a post up on social and say, hey, will someone do like fill out the survey? I just put up a survey with Google Google Forms. Ask questions and find out what they would want, what they would need, or if your idea is appealing to them, and then take it down after a few hours or a few days, right? Okay, come back to this. So then the next person, Yvette, made $120 from for selling a one-on-one call. And she did this by reaching out to a former client of hers. So I wanted to put this one here. We did an interview with her, or I did an interview with her a few weeks ago, and it's on the Your First 5K about page. That interview. But I wanted to put this one here because sometimes we do have more than we realize. We have former clients. We have people who have paid us in the past or asked for our help in the past. We've helped them for free or something. And they may need what we have to offer. And if we don't ask them, we don't know. So it's, there's a longer video here about talking to people and making those offers. But I just wanted to put that in your head in case you're like, wait a second. I do know somebody who was asking me about XYZ the other day. Let me see if they want this. And that one-on-one call, let me tell you, is the hack. Okay. Carmen helped edit a friend's offer. So her friend had an offer and sent it to her, and she saw some things that it could be, that, could be improved. So her friend paid her $100 because she made her offer better. Because Carmen made her friend's offer better, her friend paid Carmen $100. That's interesting. So what is it that you could help take a look at, audit, look at someone's website, someone's book? Are you really good at grammar and spelling and all of that? And I know in the age of AI, people are just kind of copying and pasting a lot, but sometimes you'll see some really crazy mistakes, or I will, because I'm like that. And you wonder, like, they put all this energy into this, but there are all these grammatical mistakes. I wonder if just one person had looked at that, if it would have made the difference. And maybe you're that person. And you're like, hey, for $50, I'll take a look at your copy for grammar, for spelling, but also for inconsistencies or for effectiveness. And before it hits live, I'll do that for you. So that might be something for someone. By the way, Carmen's $100 offer led to a larger deal for more editing. So she did the friend's offer, and then a friend came back and said, "Hey, I'm doing an ebook. Will you do the ebook now?" And she's paid her more than for that. That's amazing. Dion made money from being an affiliate for Your First 5K. And I interviewed her too. And I do 50% commission. So it's $50 per year as of the time of this recording. So everybody makes $25. Actually, you make more than I do because I pay the fee. So you get $25, I get about 20, right? So, or 21, whatever. So Dion did this and just made bank because she just said, "Hey, I'm in this program. I love it. It's so inexpensive. Hey, do you want to be in it? My friend, my friend, my friend." And they all came in it. And she made hundreds and hundreds of dollars that way. And then remember, if you ever saw this video with the woman who's British, I know we have more than one British person I've interviewed, but she's a black woman who is British. And what she said was it was her very first time ever making any money online. So that's why we did the interview. Okay. So then I have here like several people sold digital products, um, like spreadsheets or templates or PDFs or lists. Like, think about this for a second. This isn't on this list, but just think about this. What if you had the top 10, like not top 10, but like 10 black owned candle makers or candle companies in the United States or around the world? 10 black owned candle companies that you researched. So it's a PDF that you made where you spent a couple of hours actually deep researching this, looking around, giving your own taste into it. Maybe you even took pictures and you have pictures on the PDF, and then you link off to those candle companies, and you have this 10 list, and you sell it for like $10 or $7 or $27, depending on what the product is and how helpful it is to somebody. And that's your digital product. And you could do this on Stan. You could just upload this to Stan and sell it and set a price and sell it. And it's like you did this research for people, And if they had, even if they have Chat GPT, um, they have to have like a paid membership, a paid subscription to do deep research. You could do your manual research and then combine it with Chat GPT deep research. If you've ever used that, you know how helpful that is. Like you go to Chat GPT with a paid membership or paid subscription. At the bottom, you click on, let's see, can I show you quick? Forgive me if this doesn't work. Yeah, okay. Let me show you real quick. So this is what I'm talking about. So I don't know if I'm signed in. Search. Yeah, I don't think I'm signed in, but if I were signed in here, because I'm on Chrome and not Safari, right here is where it would say if you're logged in, it would say deep research. So you would click the deep research and then it would say, how do you want us to research? And you'd say web, right? And then you would give it a prompt of, I'm looking for the best, most interesting, da da da. Give it some flavor. Black owned candle companies or XYZ, it doesn't have to be that. And I'm making a list. This is for a digital product. It'll take like 5, 10, 15 minutes. It'll take a while, but it'll go out and scour the entire internet and find this for you, find options for you. You might say, find 15 for me, and I'll select the 10 that I want. And then it'll even make a PDF for you, but I would suggest copying it, making the PDF yourself. And then as long as you link out and you give people their time back, like they didn't have to spend the time to do that, you can sell that. So it's just an idea. Okay. So then there's another thing. So like AI, right? You know how there's those the baby, like talking babies? I have a video about how to do that, like how to make that. So I think it's really cute. There are millions of people who think that's really cute. There are some people who want their own talking baby video. And even though you believe, hey, Arlen just taught us in 10 minutes, there's a video that teaches that in 10 minutes on her channel, how to do that. So everybody would just do that. Nobody would pay me to do that for them. Like 99% of people aren't going to do it on their own. They think it's cute, they think it's clever, but they're not going to do it on their own. But they may pay you $20 to do it for them. So you learn the skill, the repeatable skill, kind of like easy skill after a while, and you charge someone else and you say, "Hey, I made a baby for me." And maybe the baby you says, "Hey, do you want me to make one of these for you? Hey, this is all you have to do is go over here to the stand store and I'll make it da 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 da." Da." I know, right? But that's this idea, like a baby. This wasn't on the list, by the way. This is just something I wrote down because I just think it's a good idea. Um, uh, ta, uh, um, TL, I believe is how you pronounce it. In your first 5K makes dolls like that, like digital dolls, like when you have the little package where you're a action figure, same thing. You could do clones. I teach you how to make clones. Nicole McCain teaches you how to make AI clones of yourself inside of your first 5K or Arlen's All Access. You could take that skill and then you could sell that to someone else who doesn't want to sit there and make that, like, take that time. Okay, we're still going. How are you liking these ideas? Let me know. I'm so grateful to everybody who's posted. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed. All right. So then Catherine sold her first business strategy session and she used my custom GPT to find the offer of like how to frame it, but she sold it for like $100, $150, I think. Interviewed her too. There's all kinds of interviews all over this channel, by the way. She sold her first session. Gail sold a $97 one-on-one that led to a $6,000 uh, deal. Interviewed Gail before. So what she did was we were doing our 5-day challenge, the 5-day $100 offer challenge in your first 5K. And on day one, she said, okay, I'm going to use a custom GPT. Oh, it's telling me to do a $97 one-on-one strategy session. Okay, I'll try it. She had sold in the past, but she has taken some months off, right? She sold 2 of those $97 calls. She gets on the calls to deliver, and she realizes both of these people could use my help even further. I'm just going to offer them something. So she offered them a $6,000 spend more time with me, and both of them took it. And then she did for a third time, and the third person took half of that. Like I can't do 6,000, but I can do a lesser version. So she's made tens of thousands of dollars at this point, from that point till now, because she started with the one-on-one. Okay. So there's more than that. So Patricia sold a $100 hour-long ideation session. She promoted on an Instagram post. That post led to a lead magnet PDF. So it wasn't like she went from Instagram to sell, which you can do. She said, "Okay, I'm going to promote my lead magnet, something that's free and that helps somebody." So that same list that I told you that you built on ChatGPT, that could be, instead of selling it, you can make it a lead magnet. But in the lead magnet, it says at the top and at the bottom, it says if you want this other thing that's related that I do, like I can make a customized list for you, or I can create a gift basket for you, whatever, right? This related thing, click here, and that lead magnet has now taken them to your offer. You could also just exchange your email address for that lead magnet and then talk to them later about an offer. But if we're talking about something fast, this is fast. You just go from Instagram to the offer and see if like 10 people click on it, if one of them will buy. Now, I've ranked these in order of what I think is working the best for people. So, you want to know what, what that is? I'm just going to tell you. Like, number one, well, let me start with number four. Four. Number four is commissions. So, making commissions off of some affiliate program. Okay. That's fun because you don't have to create an offer, you just have to be able to sell it. And sometimes, though, the problem with that is that it doesn't pay for several days. So I know my commissions don't pay for 14 plus days because that's the way the school platform works. And that's usually the case. Number three, going up, is to do an audit or an edit. Say it in the comments, audit or edit. You're going to audit someone's page. You're going to audit someone's offer. You're going to audit someone's something that you're great at, that you have some proven experience with, and you're going to help them make it better. Or you're going to edit it, or both. Number two is a digital product, and that kind of spans the spectrum here. That could be a PDF worksheet, it could be a checklist, a template, it could be a series of prompts. Like I sell prompts for AI because prompt creating is like, it's not the easiest thing to do. And I spend a lot of time and money, sorry, I spend a lot of time and money creating prompts, and then I sell those, the best ones. So that's something that you could do. That's a digital product. I use like 50 prompts, 50 chat GPT prompts as an upsell. So like on Stan, if you have the paid version, which is, it's like the higher tiers, like $100 a month, you can actually do upsells or order bumps, I should say, at checkout. Um, but I did this on my funnels and all kinds of stuff, which is you're getting this thing over here, but here are 50 proven AI prompts to just do it for copy and paste. So if you don't want to pay $100 a month to be able to do that, all you would do is in your product that you're delivering, somewhere in that product, you say that's something that you can buy from them. Digital products also include something really important. If you've been spaced out, if you're still with me, thank you so much. But if you've been spaced out a little bit or you went away, come back and listen to this. This is so, so, so helpful. It also includes mini courses, MINI courses, small courses that you don't have to spend months prepping for and getting all perfect or even filming like in a studio. These are courses that you jump on a Loom video, LOOM, a Zoom video, a QuickTime video, Google Meets, anything that will record you on video. And you talk to the camera for 45 minutes, 30 minutes, and you split up, you cut up the little sections and you make it into a course. And you can do this so easily on Stan. So, so, so easily. This is a mini course. Now, you might build it over time. Like you build it out, you start selling it now and you build it over time. You can always add to it. But that is such a hack. If you don't want to be on camera, you can do just a voiceover where you're sharing your screen. Like I just shared my screen a few minutes ago. I could take myself off camera completely, and it could just be you looking at the screen, listening to me talk about what's on the screen. And that could be a tutorial that you sell. Though that's included in a digital product. I have to tell you that these courses are back. Let me say that courses are back. That's going to be my hook for another video. Courses are back. You're going to hear me say that. Okay, because people want to learn, they want it accessible. You're going to price it anywhere between $7 and $99 to start. You're going to sell a few of those and then can raise your prices a little bit as you go. But you're not going to try to do this like Opus, like, oh, it's $1,000 course and I have to do, no, you don't have to do all that. Not for this week, not for these purposes. And then the number one thing that I've seen with these answers, and I'm going to go back and see if there's any other answers, is one-on-one strategy session calls. And I say this all the time. If you do nothing else, like if you have a YouTube channel that you're trying to get off the ground, if you have anything, Instagram, if you have Facebook, LinkedIn, if you do nothing else, if you don't make one PDF and sell one course or do any of that, if you can just say, book a call with me, it costs $99 or it costs $100, $97 or $200 or $50. Book a call. And the reason I go for that is because when I was broke, like in 2014, this was exactly what I did. I sold $30 time slots with me to get on a phone. It wasn't even on Zoom, it was on a phone. Get on a phone with me and do what? The thing that I hate when people ask to do, but the thing that I will sell, like, like if it's like official, pick my brain, right? People always want to pick my brain. I don't want you picking my brain. That sounds very, very painful. But I said, for $30, you can pick my brain. We can talk about this. And my topic at the time was blogging because I had a blog that I had built over years. And I knew how to start the blog and upload to the blog and the cadence, the timing, the topics, da 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 da. Da. I even knew how to make a little bit of money with the blog, but not a lot, unfortunately. But people paid me, and that's how I paid for food and transportation and necessities when I was homeless, because I would get on a call. You hear me? Like, do you feel me? What I'm saying is like you can make that happen. So if nothing else, even if it's like nothing else, or it's the first thing you do for this week, book a call. You can do that with Stan. So you can go this again, this 14-day. Now, I admittedly don't know everything you can do with the 14-day free trial. I don't know if there are limitations, but I believe you can book this part too, where you can do a book a call one-on-one. I have one on my Stan store. And let's say it's $97. Let's say it's $100. Let's say it's $50. And to start, to just get your feet wet, you are going to promote this on your social. If you have anybody in your email, if you have anybody in your text messages that you can reach out to, anybody in any group that you're part of, you're going to let them know that this is something that you're able to do because you're helping them. You're serving them, you're helping them. You're trying to make their lives better. And if you can reframe it to that, then it's not so difficult to do, to reach out. But if what is happening in your life right now is not working for you, or if your bank account doesn't look the way you need it to look, you're gonna have to put yourself out there. You don't have to do it alone, and you don't have to do it afraid. You can do what so many people are, doing together. But you do have to kind of go a little bit past your comfort zone. You can also do any of this async, meaning you never have to talk to someone if you don't want to. So you don't have to do the calls if you don't want to. You can just sell a digital product. Nobody ever sees your face. You don't even have to do a course. You could just sell a PDF, sell a link to something, sell a custom GPT that I've taught you how to make. Like you can do things and sell it. And then it's like, well, where do I sell it? Well, that's a whole other video. And I've made so many of those videos, but this is where I want you to start, and I want you to tell yourself you can do it because I know you can do it. I want to thank you so much for spending your time with me today, and I hope that it helps you make some money this week.